the beast is me.
But look, this is where we have lanterns right now. Hold on. Watch when I turn the lanterns off. My guy's an archer, and then one of my team members is a wizard. I have a wizard and like 2 fighters. These are all my team members, right? Look, you want to turn off the lantern. Well, you could see because our weapons are glowing. But look at how dark it is at night in the game. Watch if I like leave them. Look, they don't say nah. It's crazy, right? And then it becomes daytime and things like that. And then some missions are like during the daytime, or if you're looking for some people to talk, they might only be around at certain times of the day. So you have to like pass time. And then what's super cool is this is me, right?
There is little point in
and then these are called pawns, which means they're kind of like, there's this term that people are using nowadays called an NPC, because people say that we live in, like, in video games, there's main characters and there's NPCs. An NPC is a non-player character. So these are non-player characters, kind of. It's like a character, but it's not a real player. ¿Me entiendes? They're like computer generated. Like, they're like robots in a way. You know what I mean? So people say that in real life, like the people that you kind of like don't know or whatever are all NPCs. Anyways, so the thing is, these are like, one of them I created. The other 2, you could kind of like pick them up from like a kind of like a big pool where you could hire them. Kind of, you could hire the other 2 guys. You know what I mean? But like Damien, for example, he created one, and we can share the same guy, like and like share items through the players. So it's pretty cool that like I could my guys can be rented out, and I can also rent out other people's, and then that way you level up faster and stuff like that. It's a pretty good game. Like, I normally don't like these kind of games because they take longer to develop and everything. But it's like and it has a really cool like stories, and like the cinematics are good. Oh, it's for when I'm streaming. So what that does is that allows me to, like, it'll show my face, but it won't show anything behind me. Like the part behind me will be like part of the game. If I don't have that, then it looks like behind me is like a white wall. You understand what I'm saying? Why it bothers you? Yeah, but yeah, like you can't see it right now because I'm not showing myself. But that's what it's for.
The private quarters of one Arisen I served had many a visitor, and rarely the same one.
Yeah. I'll be sure to keep that in mind.
But it's pretty. The graphics are really good. And then you have like all these little missions to go on. Look, it's hard to see at night, and you could fall off a cliff and die right there. See, I almost fell off. I would die. But it's cool. Yesterday I got like in a caravan and like riding in a metro rail. Huh?
Yeah, I wonder how that's what you can be.
I mean, yeah. I've been there for a while.
So this is Mel. The scars left by the dragon's assault are plain to see. Mayhap a walk through the streets would help jog your memory. When the Arisen appears, so too does the dragon. 'Tis an immutable.
Mira. So it's crazy because there's like different dimensions and everything in the game. Yeah. That's how he hears these voices. And because he's called an arisen, he's kind of like a chosen one, that's why he can control the other people. Because those other people, the people in the game, can relate to them también.
But it doth not release thee from thy fate.
It's telling him that he like forgot his reason for being there. Yeah, spoil the cat. Throw it away you can, but I know she likes it sometimes. Sometimes, not too much. You see this dragon? You see it?
I must summon reinforcements.
It's crazy, right? Look at how big it is. And I'm there trying to fight it. But it's just part of the movie. Like part of the game. Yeah, it's an adult game. I mean, to be honest with you, a game like this, it would really only be for like people like over like 25, 30s. Because I don't even think younger kids even enjoy this shit anymore. They probably think it's boring. Boring because of the storyline, because it's a longer game. Kids nowadays have shorter attention spans. Even for me, sometimes I'm like, damn, bro, get on with the story, you know? Like, I like that game where I play where I just shoot people, but it's more like quick. This is like a story. But you gotta appreciate the graphics. Alexa, turn volume up. Oh, I already saw this. But just look at it from an artistic... Yeah, but... yeah, I know. But he's like stealing his soul. Oh, no, this is what makes him kind of like immortal. Because this happens. Because the dragon ate his heart. Now it's almost like a vampire. So he comes back to life. Yeah. So he's basically telling him that because of that, now he's like one of like, kind of like his like slave, like his servant, you know? Like he probably has like immortal life, but he has no soul. And I remember this because I had already done this part. But then I got to this part where I got killed, and then I had to like go back because I couldn't save past this point. Now I'm gonna save, so I don't have to go through this traumatic event again.
Stay with me.
But isn't it cool like, as far as a movie? Like it's almost hard to tell. Remember video games, Nintendo and Mario? You know what I mean? This is why they say that they think that we live in a simulation. We live in a simulation. That our reality is a simulation. Because if this is what video games can do, imagine. The way they explain it is any civilization is only going to try to increase their ability to replicate reality and life and situations and games. You understand? Like they're only going to try to increase games to get better and better and more lifelike and more lifelike. You understand?
Yeah, it's more expensive and more expensive.
Yeah, but we're not. No. Bro, why are you not listening? Why are you not listening to me? You're not listening. You have no idea what I'm about to tell you then. So the point is that every society will continue to increase their ability to recreate scenes, movie, like technology will only increase. So the fact that they're making this shit so lifelike is going to increase to the point where we are simulating realities. You understand that? It's kind of like, imagine we wanted to simulate the Roman times, we wanted to simulate whatever, we would eventually be able to get there, right? So who's to say that a previous civilization did not even on Earth, just like through like thousands of years, has not already increased to the point that we are in a simulation now, living in a simulation. You understand that? I'll tell you why. Because you know how everything's made out of atoms? You know how everything's made out of atoms, right? When you look at everything through a microscope, we're all atoms, right? Do you know that an atom is 99% empty space? So if you imagine if your eye is so powerful that you could see through that, you would be able to, we would be like 1% physical, 99% empty space. But the way that our cameras, which are our eyes, are able to capture things, it's at a very slow rate. If our eyes were like 1,000 times faster, we would be just like super high vibrating forms of energy. You understand that? Because everything's empty space. So that's why they say we live in a simulation, because it's kind of like a holographic, it's a game of lights. It all comes from light. Without light, you can't see anything. So that's why they say we live in a simulation. Pretty cool, right?
Thank goodness. How are you feeling? This is the second time I've watched over you like this. You do not remember? Then have you forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames? You withstood the fire in my stead and were well and truly charred. I had thought your life forfeit. I could not hear the beating of your heart. You hung on and by some miracle survived. Arisen? I'm afraid I don't understand your meaning. Does it have aught to do with why you were taken to the castle? They said 'twas so that your wounds could be treated.
I am of the Border Watch. Someone with Arisen-like abilities came to this village, horn in tow. Know you aught of this?
Has he come for you? We are to part so soon, then. Mayhap you will visit me again someday.
Ah,
who match my soldier's description. I'm glad I found you. The ruler of Vermund, currently convalescing in the capital, became arisen here in this very village. If you claim the same, then word must be borne to the capital. I dispatched a missive before coming here, though I doubt the matter. Would you be willing to accompany me to the capital? If you truly are arisen, you will be received with open arms. Oh, but forgive me. I would not depart without them. We shall have to wait till they are reassembled. Come to think of it, Sir Leonard was asking after you as well. Mayhap now would be a good time to speak with him. Last I saw, he was having a drink at the inn.
Let us speak with everyone we can think of who might know aught of use.
Say, do you think this one's really arisen?
Doubtful. The way I hear it, about a dozen arisen had crawled out of the woodwork by the time the throne had settled. Not that I care a lick on. It's all the same to me.
These writings could be of import.
It couldn't hurt to take a peek.
Don't think I'll stand for this.
Why would someone do such a thing?
You wish me at the Vanguard? By your will. I've a knack for gathering items, and am ever on the hunt for new finds. I'll gladly try out any useful mechanisms I espy.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him.
Am I the first to notice we've all got different vocations?
Our respective abilities are unique as well.
We must each of us hone our skills. A jack of all trades is a master of none.
Not much going on.
I feel my age every time I raise my hammer.
Anything for you, Arisen. Off I go.
Mayhap you should speak with Sir Leonard before we depart. Methinks you'll find him in the inn.
I'm just grateful I get
You really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for you. Yet if all were to befall him, I couldn't live with myself.
Been a while since I heard a good story.
What am I to do? You really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. That place puts my hairs on end. Yet if all were to befall him, I couldn't live with myself. Could have sworn I ought to attend to it. Where am I?
Living God. But dreams are free, I
Not
say.
sure what they expect.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went.
a mug of ale, Mr.
I'm about ready for it.
It's been a hard day. Time to head to market, methinks.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. That place puts my hairs on end.
What should I do?
Yet if all were to befall him, I couldn't live with myself.
My head hurt. Oh, have you some business with the apothecary, sir? Dreadful sorry if I was in your way. Oh, no, I'm not lost or naught, sir. I'm an apothecary in training, you see. So when I heard tell of a medicine only to be found in this village, I thought I'd come and fetch some for us. Made the journey all by myself as well, if you can believe it. But, well, as luck would, it will be a shame to return empty-handed after coming all this way. But what more can I do? Suppose there's naught else to be done but make for home. Mayhap I'll browse the shops before I leave. See if I can't find aught else.
Well met. You're the... She told me all about it. I'm in your debt. Now, tell me. Perhaps you already know this, but registering... Well, now, that won't do. You need... Go on. 'Twill only take a moment. If there is aught you wish to know of vocations, mayhap I can advise you. Naturally, it is a vocation for those who seek to master the bow. At close range, however, a bow is nary more useful than a walking stick. Aye, the secret to being a successful archer is maintained very well. There is no wrong choice. But I shan't take up any more of your time.
Get up to today.
Where to now? What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis...
So this is where you've been. Come with me to the village entrance. The watchhead's waiting for you.
We may benefit from pursuing the information.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for him. But that place puts my hairs on end. Yet if aught were to befall him, I couldn't live with him.
Oh, what luck! 'Tis a chest.
Not all chests contain treasure, you know.
Must you run so fast? I can hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen.
No time to catch your breath. Try to keep up.
Hale, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding. A task that can all... What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent. You're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers uneasy. I'd like to enlist your aid in driving them away. I've prepared some explosive casks, and...
A saurian nest so near the village is worrying indeed. Let us see the explosive casks there as quickly as we may.
There's no great shock to me.
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. First and foremost, will you accompany my thanks? Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to prepare? Very well. Speak with me once you've finished.
My magics are at your disposal.
Wait, fine.
The Arisen has been drenched.
Over so soon? Why, we seem to have come through unscathed.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
He really ought to have returned by now. Couldn't live with myself.
Field here he would know one about.
These old bones grow weary.
You'll find the explosive casks by the village.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your preparations.
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer... But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use... You must make sure your aim is true. Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the...
Now we are to throw a jar of poison. Be sure to handle it with care, Master.
Here you are, Master. I hope you like it. I found it myself.
You've done as I asked, I see. And I must say you've a fine arm. Watching you got me thinking. Or perhaps... In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us...
Never for a moment did I doubt you'd go strongest.
Outstanding.
That was hardly a challenge for adventurers of our caliber.
It is vital that we rest and regain our strength before moving on.
My bed. I pity those content to
What am I to do?
You really ought to have returned by now. Mayhap 'tis time I went looking for it.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
Ah, well met. Here for some fruit, Rober and Dol. we? Always a pleasure.
I cannot wait to put this new equipment to use.
Let us hope it is not mere frippery.
Ah, well met. Here for some fruit, Roberant, are we? Always a pleasure. Ah, well met. Here for some fruit, Roberant, are we? Always a pleasure.
My head hurts just thinking about it. My head hurts just thinking about it.
At least my back's not acting up today.
It's been a hard day.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
It's been a hard day.
I pity those.
What should I do?
These old bones grow weary.
What should I do?
Time to be heading home.
What am I to do? You really ought to
What should I do?
Waitstone shards are treasures to be prized, though only when made whole can they work their magic.
We must take care not to throw it away by mistake.
a view! I'd not say no to a short repose hereabouts.
Perhaps we might take a moment to savor the scene.
I quite agree.
I expect you'll be wanting my assistance.
Never fear, for I am here.
Shall I assist?
Leave it to me. There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
Ah, well met. Here for some fruit, Roberant, are we? Always a pleasure.
I do so enjoy stocking up on supplies.
We mustn't overspend.
I quite agree.
Here at the inn, we also offer changes of vocation for those who seek it. I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something?
Do come again.
What am I to do? He really ought to have returned.
Feels eerie with no one about.
Mayhap this time I laid down my tools.
Feels eerie with no one about.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your prep.
No one's coming to assail us. Mayhap we've scared them all off.
I'll take the peace and quiet over a horde of enemies any day.
Tis a pleasure to serve you, Master.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to gathering items. I am confident and may act independently.
And here I was hoping for some great treasure. Ah, now I feel a fool.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
A flesh wound. I can handle that. Hold just a moment. This spell will empower you with elemental magic.
Prepare yourself!
We've earned ourselves a pat on the back.
No doubt, this triumph will spur us into the next. A good sleep does wonders.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
I hope you slept well?
We now have all the requested items in hand. Let us deliver them to Sir Marcus post haste. Methinks I know where to find the person you're looking for.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
If you are in need, I must serve.
You're well fond of picking things up, aren't you?
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste.
One of us has been drenched!
Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'll harvest what I can, should it please you. But of course there isn't. You may depend upon me. My magics are at your disposal.
Hold fast, Arisen! I will be with you in but a moment. Might we not complete our delivery while we're here?
Perhaps once we've concluded this bit of business, we might allow ourselves a moment's rest.
Right you are.
Materials such as this can be combined to craft things.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
We're better prepared than we might have hoped. What we need is already to hand. Would you mind coming over here? We have reached our destination.
How goes it? Have you gathered everything on the list yet? Brilliant! I knew I could count on you. Here, take this for your trouble. I'll be heading back to the encampment now. They'll be expect...
Sir Marcus was well pleased, Master. Shall we report our success to Sir Geoffrey? I believe I can guide you to the person in question.
Well, if you insist. I'm only glad I don't have to lead the way for a change.
Pray, follow me.
I end up feeling weary.
Here we are.
Oi, many thanks for passing on that list to Marcus for me. As I hear it, you even assisted him in gathering us up. Anyway, you've been a great help. I hope I can count on your...
Our efforts have seen the encampment resupplied, and Sir Geoffrey with one less care. A good deed all round.
Not a bad idea.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty.
I mustn't let the captain see my mission.
Start. I'm nodding off where I stand.
Sets my thoughts down dark paths, this place.
Unexpected fare so well every day.
Fancy a
a gander? I find goods for sale. Fancy a gander? I find goods for sale. Always a pleasure.
Nothing caught your eye? Oh, that's a shame. Let's hope there's aught worth our coin next time.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch, in my case.
Look! Master, a treasure chest! We shall have to find a way to reach it.
I've beds to spare if you're looking for lodgings. And if you'd like to change your vocation, come see me anytime.
I have no issue falling asleep. even at this time of day. You'll not believe the journey I've had. I'll wager my horizons are broader than ever.
Good morrow, everyone.
Off we go, then.
I don't know about you, but I am full of vim and vigor.
I'd hasten home, were this not my duty to wait for you.
I think I've earned it.
I mustn't let the captain see my knees.
Like it or not,